All right, everybody, we have a really exciting video here because we're going to build our own portfolio page. That's right. We're going to build this so you can showcase your projects to your future employers and just have a place to put your projects that we're going to work on throughout the course. Again, to impress that special someone or your future employer. Now, this is actually very cool because this page was built by a fellow student. This student actually finished the course and went on to create this project as a way to say thank you to the developer community that he received so much help from. And it's called Simple Folio. And we're going to use this project as our base for our portfolio. Now, I'll link to this repository so you can follow along and you can customize your own portfolio. And as we go through the course, you can actually add the projects as I'm about to show you. Now, one thing I do want to say is that this project is MIT licensed, which means that you can use it freely for yourself and customize it to your liking. I'll show you how to do that, but I do want to acknowledge the fact that this student put in a lot of effort to this, and it's actually quite a nice project. So I do recommend, if you have just 0.5 seconds, going to his project and clicking on the star to show some appreciation. All right, enough talk. Let's actually build our portfolio. I'm going to clone this project. I'm going to use SSH, but you might have to use HTTPS depending on your GitHub setup. So let's clone this repository. I'll say git clone and clone the Simple Folio project. I'll cd into Simple Folio and I'll open this in Sublime. Now don't get intimidated by all these files. There may be things here that you haven't seen before. Again, we'll cover most of these throughout the course. But luckily for you, this project actually has a really nice getting started guide. So let's go step by step. We've cloned the repo. We've cd'd into the repository. We can run this command if we want to remove the origin repository. That means if we had forked the project, which, by the way, if you want, you probably might want to fork this project. In my case, I just cloned it because, well, this is just for demonstration purposes. But you can actually run this command to remove this original project so that you only have your own copy, your own forked copy to worry about. Because most likely you won't do any pull requests to this original project. You can just have your own version. Next, we run npm install. So let's do that. Let's say npm install. And while that's being installed, let's go next. And it says we just have to run npm start. And it gives us a couple of commands if we have any issues. But hopefully things go well. We can just run npm start. Let's clear this and say npm start. Hey, look at that. There's the portfolio. Very, very cool. Just like that, we have our template for our portfolio. Now, if we go back, we'll see that we have template instructions here. So it actually tells us exactly what to add, and we have enough knowledge now to be able to understand this, right? So it looks like we can change things in the template.html and change the hero section, which is the main section, with our hero title and hero CTA, which means call to action. So let's do that. Let's go to the source folder, into the templates.html, and then, well, we can change the title here to my name. And then in the hero section, right over here, we'll change hi, my name is to your own name. I'm the unknown developer. Let's call this the I'm the developer you need, and then the hero call to action. Instead of no more, we'll just say hire me. Sounds kind of desperate, but it's fine. All right, so just by saving this, it's going to detect the changes. And if I go to our project, hey, look at that. I have my name here. I'm the developer you need, and it says hire me. Awesome. Next up is probably the About Me section. Let's go here. In the About section, once again, there's a nice README, so we can just replace our p tags with whatever descriptions we want, and we can also change the image so that we have our image in here. Now, in order to do that, all we need to do is to change the profile picture in our Assets folder. So if I go to the Assets folder, I see that there's a profile PNG here that we just need to replace. Now, if I open up the project here, if I go to Source, the Assets folder, I actually already have my picture, so I'm just going to paste this picture in. I'm going to replace it with my own profile PNG. So that now, if we go back, we have my giant face here. And check that out. There you go. I have the About Me page. I can even attach my resume if I want. And now let's go to the Projects section. Ooh, and the Project section is quite nice. So we can attach source code. We can see live. So we can maybe attach a GitHub page link here, our own website. So let's say throughout the course, we build projects and you want to showcase your project. So we have the background generator project that we've created already. But let's say in an upcoming section, in the React section, we're building a project called RoboFriends. So let's say we just created the RoboFriends project, which is right over here. And this is something that I'll link to when we finish that section, and we'll have this exact setup. And let's say we want to showcase this project on our portfolio. Well, if we go to the instructions, once again, we have a great step-by-step guide of what to change. So we just need to go to the project wrapper section. So once again, go to our template, scroll down past the About section into the project section. And here, each row is a project. So let's make this a little bit bigger. We have the project title, which will replace this with RoboFriends. We don't have to change the description right now. And then we can link to the live version, which in my case, it's right over here. Again, I'll show you how to do this during the React section of the course. But I can just change this to href like this. And the source code will just be this repository. So once again, copy and paste like that. Now, the last thing we need is to have an image of our project. Now, I want to show you a really cool resource, which is this logo maker. And I'll link to this resource. It's called Hatchful, and we can actually create logos for free. So let's just click Get Started. We'll build a tech logo, but you can pick whatever you want. And let's say we want an innovative logo. All right, let's click Next. And I've done this before, so we can call our project RoboFriends. Let's do a capital R. Actually, no, let's leave it like that. And the slogan that I chose is the only friends you need. So if I click Next here, let's say what the logo will be for. It'll be for an online store or website. Click Next. And check this out. It's going to generate some logos for us. And they all look pretty cool, right? Let's see which one I like best. We can pick whichever one. I like this one, so let's do RoboFriends over here. I can include the slogan if I want, but let's just click through Next, and you can download the logo. Now, in order to download and get the logo for different things like Facebook profile image, Instagram profile image, you'll have to create an account, but again, it's free, so you can still use it. In my case, I already created an account and I have this image downloaded. So all I'm going to do is replace, again, in this same assets folder as before, replace the banner with my own banner, which is the logo that we downloaded. So again, if I go back to the project, everything should be working. Let's go to our portfolio. Hey, look at that. That is awesome. There is my project. If I go to See Live, there's my RoboFriends project. Again, something that we'll build together. So I can search all my friends. And I can even go to the source code of my GitHub profile page. And notice here that the projects all have the same image now. That's because in the code, all the images point to banner.png. But as you can imagine, by just changing the name to different logos, you'll be able to have multiple projects on your profile. How cool is that? And you can have different things like call to action. Again, we've looked at getting an email subscribe form. If you want, you can link to your GitHub profile, your Twitter account. And we have a pretty nice project just in a couple of minutes. How cool is that? Now, if we go to the documentation, you'll have different things like the contact section that you can update, the footer section that you can update. But the last thing I want to do is this styles. That is, you can adjust the styles of this project by going to the styles, abstracts, and variable.scss. This is actually a file format for what we call Sass. It's kind of like CSS, but it gives you extra features. So let me show you what I mean. You see here that I can change the default colors. So if I click on this link that this document provides, it gives us a couple of UI gradients that we can use. So I can actually just copy this, and you might see that this is quite familiar to what we had before with our background project. But if I copy this, go back to the documentation and change the default values. So that is, if we go to the styles, the abstract, and then the variables, we can change the primary color and the secondary color of the gradient. So let's just copy what we just copied from that gradient website. And this is where the Sass files come in handy. You see, with Sass files, you can do something called variables like this, using the $sign notation. And now anytime in the Sass file, when you use the word primary color, it's going to be replaced with the actual color. So it's just extra little boost that you get with CSS. Again, something that we don't need to worry about. All you need to know is that you can change the colors over here. If I now save and go back to my portfolio, hey, look at that. The colors are all different. I get that blue color, still get that nice gradient, and I've made this portfolio even more personal to me. Now, I'll leave the rest up to you. This is just a way for you to get started and keep track of your projects as you go through the course. And on top of that, there is also a step-by-step tutorial for deployment. So you can actually deploy this project to production using something called Netlify and make it really, really easy to share your project outside of just on your local host. Again, that is something for you to explore and do on your own. But for now, you should have a nice starter template of your project. Pretty awesome, right? Now, the last thing you should do is, once again, thank the student for the work that they've put in with Simple Folio by giving it a star, fork the repository, and once you're done, go to our Discord channel. And if we go to Look What I Made channel, you can share your portfolio with others, or you can thank the student that actually created this, which has this handle. So let's just say, thanks for the Simple Folio. We're recording right now and using your project. Pretty awesome. There you go. Your own little portfolio project to get you started. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.